Okay, we are still on the road to exams from January to June. We are on week 5 of 24. So we're getting a sense of how close we're getting to the exams with this kind of countdown as well. So it's a circles question, right? And it says figure 3 shows a sketch of the circle with this equation here. Find the coordinates of the center of the circle and the exact value of the radius. Well, you know what we've got to do with this. We simply need to complete the square twice on this expression. So for part A, I'm going to rewrite it so that I have my x squared with my 6x. I'm going to have my y squared with my plus 9y, and I have my plus 18 equals 0. So I'm going to complete the square on these two sort of separate parts, the x part and the y part. So this would be halving the 6 to get the 3, and countering that extra 9 that we get from the 3 squared by subtracting it. And then for the y part, we're going to have the half of the 9, which is the 9 over 2, and countering that extra 9 over 2 squared by subtracting 9 over 2 squared, which is 81 over 4, plus the 18 is equal to 0, so that we have the x minus 3 squared and the y plus 9 over 2 squared. And then putting all those things onto the other side, that's a 9 and an 81 over 4, and a subtract 18, we get left with a 45 over 4. Now, if you remember the standard kind of setup for this, we can find the center of the circle by looking at these coordinates. It would be a 3 and a minus 9 over 2 for the center. And then this is the radius squared, so we will square root this. So the center is just going to be the 3 and the minus 9 over 2, which actually makes sense with the diagram. You can see that it's to the right and down for that center. And then the radius will just be the square root of 45 over 4. So it's the square root of 45 over 4, which is 3 root 5 over 2. And then this is the part of the question that I thought was more interesting and why I included it in this road to exams that we've got. It says that the line L is parallel to the y-axis and it intersects C at points P and Q. Given that the length PQ is 5, find two distinct equations for L. So there's going to be a line that is a vertical line like this, right? And this vertical line, where it crosses, say here and here, that's going to be P and Q, and we want the length of that line to be 5. So let me just quickly get rid of some of these things so we can think about what this might look like. Now, it can be in a couple of different places, right? It could be over here where the length is 5. I don't really know where it's going to be. Or it could be on the other side of the circle, because there's two places where that length could be the same. I'm just going to presume that it's over here and then add some things onto the diagram that might help me figure out what is going on with this. So if this is P, so we'll just jumped around. If this is P and this one is Q, they've just told us that the length from here to here is 5. We also have the center of the circle, and often it's really useful to include things like a radius, because that helps us visualize what's going on. And the radius, we have just said, is 3 root 5 over 2, okay? So 3 root 5 over 2. What am I even trying to find out for this question? I'm trying to find out the two distinct equations for L. In other words, these equations are going to be like an x equals something equation. So I just need to find the x coordinate. Well, I know that this x coordinate that we have right here was 3, because we found that out for the center of the circle, right? We said that the center was 3 minus 9 over 2. So if I can find out how wide this part is, I can then repeat the same thing for it being on the other side, and I can add it onto that part of it as well, and I'll come up with my two equations for the line. So I can actually see something. I wonder if you can see this. I'm seeing a sort of triangle that looks like this, and I know that it's going to be a right-angled triangle for this. So if I was to draw that out for my part B of the question, we have a right-angled triangle. The radius was 3 root 5 over 2, so I'm just going to put that here. The height of it, well, the whole thing was 5, so it's half of that part, so it's just going to be a 2.5 or a 5 over 2. And I want to find out what this distance is along the bottom. Let's just call it A, it doesn't really matter. So I can do Pythagoras, right? A squared is going to be my 3 root 5 over 2 squared minus 5 over 2 squared. So I can find out what A is by doing a bit of Pythagoras, right? So that is my 3 root 5 over 2 squared minus the 2.5 squared and square root the answer. So A is equal to the square root of 5. So if I go back to this diagram, this is now this gap from here to here is the square root of 5. And if I was going to draw the other place where it would have P and Q would be 5 away from each other. Come on, make the straight line for this. Let me just slightly move this. You can see that if it was over here, that P and Q are like this with a line of 5, well, it's just going to be the same distance, but root 5 to the right instead. So the equation of this line, the coordinate, will be 3 minus root 5, x equals that, or 3 plus root 5 for the green one. So the green one will be the 3 plus the root 5, and the blue one is the 3 minus root 5. So we've come up with it. We've come up with those two equations. I'm just going to answer that down here at the bottom. So I will say, hence, the equations are x equals 3 minus root 5 and x equals 3 plus root 5. So kind of using the diagram and really like adding those things on as much as possible does make this more useful, I think. Okay, so that was the 5th week. Oh, and I want to go quickly and have a look at the mark scheme, just double check it. We did get the radius, we did get the centre, and we did have these parts here. So the next week is a mechanics question. It's the first one of the mechanics questions that we've got. And it's a lift question. I don't think it's too tricky. I think they've been quite generous with the marks here. I think I've seen harder lift questions, but do make sure that you can do this one. And I will see you next week for week 6 of January to June, the road to exams. I'm back with 3 reminders. 1, it's always a good idea to attempt the question yourself before you watch me go through it. 2, this video series is not intended as a replacement for your revision, but in addition to it. And number 3, if you do like the way that I teach or explain things, I do run some paid for classes, and you can find out more information about that linked in the description.